Hello, my name is Peyton Green, and welcome to episode 1 of the EcoCast podcast. Today, I am here with Kyle Rankin, a General Ecology student at the University of Arkansas. We are going to talk about mark recapture and how ecologists use this method in the field.
Hi Peyton, I'm really glad to be here today. So in mark recapture studies, a subset of individuals in a population is captured and marked, and this can be with a tag, a dot of paint, or any other little mark. So that way they can be recognized at a later time, and then they're released. After the marked individuals have been given enough time to recover and move throughout the population, individuals are captured a second time, and the proportion of marked individuals found in the second capture is used to estimate the total population size. This method estimates the absolute population size of mobile organisms.
That's very interesting. It seems like this is a very important method used by ecologists. I also understand that mark recapture has assumptions that go along with it, that the population size does not change during the sampling period, and each individual has an equal likelihood of being caught and marked. Also, marking does not harm individuals or alter behavior, and those marks are not lost over time.
Well, Peyton, you're exactly right. We do have to make those assumptions in a just direct mark recapture study, and those do potentially throw off the validity of what we're going after. But fortunately, we do have other methods that we can use to kind of bypass these assumptions and give a more accurate representation of our population.
Oh, very well. It sounds like it's hard to get all 4 of these assumptions right.
It absolutely can be.
Very well. I also understand that you had an opportunity to sit down with a ecologist?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So I was able to sit down and speak with federal ecologist Brett DiGregorio. Dr. DiGregorio, could you please tell us about your involvement in the co-op?
Sure. So I'm the unit leader for the Arkansas Fish and Wildlife Cooperative Research Unit, and that is a partnership between the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the USGS, the United States Geological Survey, the Wildlife Management Institute, and the University of Arkansas Biology Department. So we come together, and we are a very small group of federal scientists. We work for the USGS, but we are stationed at the university to both be a part of the faculty here, but to also train graduate students to address and work with conservation issues within the state of Arkansas. So we work very closely with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission to identify what these issues are, and we train the grad students that are eventually going to work on them and help the state solve them.
Awesome. So with that, how do you all use mark recapture to perform your studies?
Sure. As you guys know, mark recapture is one of the kind of fundamental, applied conservation approaches. And so probably the project that we're working on right now that's the best example of mark recapture in action is we are looking at freshwater turtle populations across the Delta ecoregion of Arkansas. And Arkansas is one of the few states that still allow commercial harvest of freshwater turtles. So we are looking at a bunch of wetlands that have been harvested, a bunch of wetlands that are protected from harvest, and we're doing mark recapture studies to assess the actual impacts of that harvest. So how does the density of these populations change? Which genders or age classes are disappearing from these harvested wetlands, and then using some modeling on top of that, mark recapture, to figure out what are the long-term effects here, and can harvest be done in a sustainable way, or are these kind of unreversible damages done to the populations?
Well, sir, we really appreciate your time today.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, Peyton, before we close today, I'd like to share one more interesting application for mark recapture. Cyril Choquette is an ecologist who hosts a really interesting show on Netflix called Chasing Monsters. In this show, Cyril travels around the world looking for some of the largest and most aggressive sport fish in existence, a challenge that many of the local ecologists simply won't take on. Sometimes, after Cyril catches these fish, he contributes to the mark recapture programs that are currently taking place and obtains samples that he gives to the local scientists. This story is echoed across the sport fishing industry because the anglers who frequent these waters are some of the most passionate about preserving their fisheries. If you're interested in contributing to a study in your area, just contact the biology department at your local college or Fish and Wildlife Service. I'm sure they'll gladly accept your help.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the EcoCast podcast today, Kyle. It was great talking about mark recapture with you.
Yeah, I had a great time, and I'd love to come back out.